The goal for this class and what we're trying to get from the next 15 weeks is we want to think about how we think about Islam. And I know that sounds like a little bit of a convoluted statement to make. Like, what do we mean by thinking about Islam? This course is not going to be, for example, it's not going to be me lecturing about what we have to do as Muslims and how we have to make wudu and how to pray and things like that. We will touch on those things, but the bigger idea here is that we are trying to understand a framework of how Islam itself actually works. Islam, Christianity, and Judaism are not the only monotheistic religions in the world, but these are the main three. These are the biggest three. From this now we can start to take a look at where does Islam fit into this and what makes Islam unique. Because Islam, and I'm not saying this as a Muslim, I'm saying this as anybody who looks at religion, there is something very different about Islam. And even a Christian or a Jew or an atheist will have to admit to this fact, that Islam is very, very unique and different from all other world religions in terms of how it understands itself.
Islam and the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ is applicable to all people and all places and for all times. So you must appreciate as Muslims that when we're in elementary school and children, we learn about the 5 pillars. When you're in middle school, what do you learn? You learn about the 5 pillars. When you're in high school, what do you learn? You learn about the 5 pillars. It's like mathematics, where you now have numbers in the foundational level of elementary school, and then in PhD level, you're still using numbers, but how you're using them and applying them is a much higher level. Okay? That's why E equals MC squared doesn't mean anything to an elementary kid, but it means so much more to a PhD student or a PhD graduate, right? Likewise, if you take an ayah of the Quran and a Muslim is at elementary level and says, this is what I think it means. Oh. But then the PhD student says, no, this is what it means. And he'll talk hours and days about Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen.
Yeah, how disturbing and terrible would it be for someone, to call for peace, and justice, and let's feed the poor throughout their lives, but they didn't help themselves. So it was all about doing things outwardly, but they themselves were internally struggling with, why do I exist, and what is all this about, and I don't know why I wake up in the morning. And Islam really puts all of that to ease. So Islam should not lead you to difficulty and stress. It removes stress from you. That's the proper application of Islam, is the reduction of stress. It shouldn't add any burden to you. When someone internalizes the aqidah of Islam and then practices it outwardly, believe me, you will impress any non-Muslim, except the ones who just want to hate for the sake of hating.